Hey guys, so we're gonna be having another great game with two amazing players. Here we have Byun, spawning as a blue Terran on the top left side of site Delta, and his opponent is classic red Protoss, spawning here at the bottom right corner. So both of these players are very old school, experienced guys. They are probably not the best players we have right now in the world, but both of them have a very astonishing list of achievements. Classic used to be a GSL champion, used to be extremely good. At one point he was the best Protoss player in the world as well. Has a nice playstyle with many interesting build orders in his collection, including very nice timing pushes and stuff. And Byun used to be a global champion, global finals champion, just a very cool guy with a lot of emphasis on microcontrol and marine splits, units, reapers, just everything that involves a lot of actions per minute, right? So he's a very interesting player to follow. His microcontrol has been amazing, he's been just jaw-dropping. Every time he plays, he shows that. And here they meet on site Delta. This is a pretty normal map with a huge rush distance, with a lot of bases to expand on, and just generally a very, I would say, equal, balanced map that I really enjoy personally. Not sure if that's the opinion that every player shares, but I really like that one. Just a very normal map with nice layout, with nice design, with nice colors even around the map. And Classic is going for the first scout. He's just looking to see what's happening at Byun's locations. He's also managing to block this command center, which is a very nice trick by him. So starting his own nexus at the same time at home, and Probe even manages to escape because Byun went for the Marine first. He's not scouting with Reaper, he's being very confident, and actually this is something that opens up for Classic a new path. He can actually try to do something more aggressive now because he hasn't been really scouted by Byun, and he can actually go for Twilight instead of Stargate or something really cheeky and aggressive. Why not, right? Because Byun is not going to be aware about that for at least some time in this game. He's building his command center, he's adding a reactor, so probably going to be going for just a solid number of Marines early on. That's a normal thing to do as well. At least one way to play this matchup, right? And also going for the second command center. Oh my god, this is very greedy. This is extremely greedy, to be honest, and Byun is not going to be attacking Classic anytime soon. But this is a very big commitment. This is also super risky because now he's not going to be having a lot of defenses set up at home, and he needs to be aware of what Classic is doing. Classic is adding this Twilight Council just as expected, because this is a very good thing to set up the pace of the game, mainly because Protoss players have that for two reasons. They can go for Blink as Classic does, and this is probably the best choice that you can make, or you can go for Dark Templars. Dark Templars would be horrible in this situation because, well, Byun is gonna have free CCs, he's gonna have a lot of scouting, a lot of scans available for him. So yeah, Blink Stalkers is the best choice, absolutely, for Classic, and he's adding some extra gates. You can just go for like 7 or 8 or 10 Stalkers and just apply some pressure, scout maybe. You know, this is just like an aggressive recon that you can do, and this is one of the best ways to approach this matchup as well, because you just get a nice pack of units that can shoot up air units, and you can just defend against benches, you can defend against liberators, drops, just anything at all. Yeah, it's true that Stalkers, they actually lose their value over the course of the game, because even though they have like a nice mobility, they can blink, they don't really have that great of a DPS, right? And they don't really deal that well with Marines, and especially Marauders and tanks, and just all in all, this is just a unit that doesn't really fit into the bigger picture when the game scales up with hundreds and like 200 supply. So yeah, you're gonna need just a couple of them, but at the same time, yeah, you can do a lot of damage with them, and it's really interesting that both of the players, they don't really know what's going on in this game, so Byun just is completely unaware of what Classic is doing here. He doesn't really add any extra fortifications, no bunkers, no like extra defenses, and he's just like expanding slowly. He's very confident in his own forces. He has like a pack of Marines, like around what, 10 right now, let's see. Yeah, I would say around that, 12 Marines at the moment. And this is obviously not enough because, well, there's going to be more Stalkers, there's going to be 5 at this very moment, but more are to come, I would suppose. And yes, he's adding more stalkers, and this is a pretty intense situation for Byun. He needs to micro carefully. He's trying to shoot, and he's just trying to target those brute stalkers, but Classic is doing an amazing job. He didn't lose a single one. He's gonna sacrifice an adder, but this was actually a nice engagement for the red Protoss player. He just needs to restore the shields now, and he can keep on attacking again. A bunker has been made, so now Byun has sort of a nice defense at the front line, but he's still vulnerable at this exact location where Classic might try to approach him. He's actually jumping forward. He's going to be taking one more order. I'm not sure if this was like a really good decision by him, but he's actually managed to out micro Byun right now. Steam is done, so now it's going to be a bit easier for blue Terran player, but he's still losing so many forces. Two marauders are ready to guard this base, but considering how little Classic invested into this attack, this has been really great. So because, well, remember, at the same time Classic has his third Nexus set up, Byun is only mining from 2 bases. Yes, he obviously has mules, which give you extra income as a Terran player, but anyway, this is already looking not that great for our favorite Terran player Byun, who is now struggling quite a bit, and he needs to secure his base as soon as he can, because the more time goes on, the more ahead Classic is gonna get. He's mining from this base. He's also getting his tech done. Colossi are gonna be available very soon. And this blink was actually pretty bad, to be honest, because Classic is now overextending a bit, and he's also losing his observer, which means that there is not gonna be the second attempt to do it. Oh, actually he has the second one, so he can still try to do that, but probably it's not what he needs to do anymore. He can just get a number of Colossi, maybe like 2 or 3, and just go for a big attack later on. He's even like planning to do it. He's already has his Colossi at the front, and Byun is going for a drop here. I'm not sure if this is actually a good call for Byun. Classic has no info about that, but he kind of senses that because, well, he sees with his observer that Byun is not on the high ground, he's not on the main base, and obviously something is up, something is happening, and yeah, that could be only drop, and this is pretty much what Classic is anticipating. Has a very nice game sense, has a very nice knowledge of this matchup, so this allows him to intercept this attack quickly and efficiently. He's still gonna lose the forge, and obviously he's still gonna lose the +1 upgrade, which is pretty important. And even though he managed to clear up the drop, he didn't really lose many units or like probes at all. His economy is very safe and still getting expanded. He's taking the 4th base. Losing the +1 upgrade could be really important in the next fight that they have. But all in all, still, Byun has a weaker army. He doesn't really have any tools to deal with Colossi, and there are like 2 of them on the battlefield. It's going to be the 3rd one very soon, and Classic is just massing up his forces at the front gates of Byun's 3rd base. So this will be a tough battle for our blue Terran. He has a lot of marauders though, so this could be not the best engagement for Classic, and especially because he doesn't have his +1 attack, which is pretty important in every engagement that you take in StarCraft 2, basically. And there are 2 tanks, but he's still gonna be trying to commit. It's very risky right now, but oh, those supply blocks are just in this literal minute. They have a very nice purpose on the battlefield, and the zealots are all stuck. This is actually a terrible engagement by Classic. Oh my god, it was so bad because like none of the zealots really connected with targets, and this was the reason why he lost all of the Colossi. This 3rd Colossi is fallen, and this was just a horrible mistake. And those 2 supplies basically won the game for Byun. I mean, Classic can still try to defend, but the difference is huge. Almost 2 times, almost like actually 3 times supply difference in Byun's favor, and now he needs to do something about that. But oh my god, like yeah, this is like the big problem with every engagement in StarCraft 2. Zealots are not that, you know, they're not so clever. They're obviously not they're not the sharpest tool in a shed, right? So they just get stuck between all those buildings, and if they just engage in a proper manner, if they just managed like to go around the supply blocks, like supply places, they would have been just in a much better situation. The fight would have gone much better because Zeus would actually cause some damage, and yeah, and now Classic, his defense is just crumbling because he just doesn't have any forces at home. And this is the end of this match. It was a quick one, but it's also like a really funny one with one player just losing the whole advantage immediately. It was, I think, kind of amusing to watch. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, subscribe for more StarCraft 2 content. Have a nice day, and see you next time.